What's good? You talking back with another bang, man. So look, we got Lil Jeff Killer shares his last recording of the murder. So supposedly his last killer, you feel me? But look, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're gonna get straight into the video, man. Yeah.
Selling piss, I wanna fuck cause anybody can hit you. I love the kid, but hate don't play my music around your child. Everything I spit, that shit might touch them like a pedophile. All my verse go over the heads, I'm really from the hood. Yeah, you got a deal, but I know it's rolling fake like Ace Hood. That bitch,
Trap City. Rob wasn't gonna go down without a fight. He had vowed to murder Lil Jeff while protecting his hood, but Lil Jeff's killer took it up a notch by sharing his last recordings of the murder. He even added a picture showing that the mission had been completed. This leaves many wondering if the pursuit between the pair was pre-planned or it
I don't care. Don't fucking do all that, fool. Lil Jeff was running y'all ass down. He just ended up dying in the midst of it.
happened by chance. Trap Rob shares footage of Lil Jeff murder. In the late hours of June 8, 2024, several clips and photos surfaced online capturing the moment Chicago-based drill rapper Lil Jeff was shot to death and the aftermath of the shooting. Although the videos were shared on various social media platforms by different people, no one actually knew the source of the clips. However, just a few days after the shooting, it became apparent that the video was shared by Trap City gang member Robert Coleman, aka iTrapRob or Trap City Rob. At the same time, the internet also went wild with reports that Rob was the man who killed Lil Jeff in the video. One of the videos shared actually captures the moment Lil Jeff was killed, and it shows the rapper desperately chasing after and shooting at the man in yellow shorts. It wasn't immediately clear how many times the man was hit, but the video shows him running into a building with Lil Jeff hot on his heels. But just as Lil Jeff is about to enter the building through the front door, multiple gunshots ring from inside the building and send the rapper crashing down the steps onto the front porch. The first clip ends at this point, and from the camera angle, it was impossible to see Lil Jeff's killer. However, according to reports, after Lil Jeff fell to the ground, his killer came out of the building, stood over Lil Jeff, and fired multiple shots directly into Lil Jeff at point-blank range. The second clip shared on social media.
That's how you know, chat. But Jeff was a menace. They trying to make sure that boy was gone.
It captures a different angle of the shooting and opens with multiple shots ringing out, presumably from the killer standing over Lil Jeff and emptying a magazine into him. As this goes on, two of Lil Jeff's homies, one in all black outfit and the other in a pink outfit, can be seen firing multiple shots in the direction of the building. At some point, the man in the pink outfit, who is later identified as Lil Jeff's cousin Q50, can be seen shooting at a car driving through the area. Seconds later, both men can be seen beating a retreat, with Q50 noticeably moving with a limp, suggesting that he may have been hit during the brief gun battle. Just before the men flee the scene, the camera shows the driver stepping out of the vehicle to catch a last glimpse of Lil Jeff being shot to death. Seeing that it was too late to save him, the driver returns to the vehicle and flees the scene. According to the police scanner recordings, the Q50 and the others circled around the area and were spotted by a neighbor when they returned to the scene to carry Lil Jeff's bullet-ridden body from the front porch of the building. The neighbor's account was corroborated by a photo that surfaced online that shows Q50 and the man in the all-black outfit carrying Lil Jeff's lifeless body from the porch into their vehicle. The men proceeded to take Lil Jeff to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. The police incident report confirmed that Jeff suffered 19 gunshot wounds during the fatal shooting. A video showing the aftermath of the shooting also surfaced online, and it shows police cordoning off the area while placing markers on the bullet casings on the floor. Altogether, 58 bullet casings were recovered, and evidence of the brutal street war that just went down in front of the building. Days after the shooting, internet users dug up an old video showing Trap City Rob sitting on the front porch of the building in question. The building became quite popular within the drill rap scene, with fans looking up the address and even visiting the scene to catch a glimpse of the porch of the building in question.
That's the house, chat.
The building became quite popular within the...
That's the house, chat. That's the house that Jill died at, fool. Ain't no way.
Drill rap scene, with fans looking up the address and even visiting the scene to catch a glimpse of the porch where Lil Jeff was killed. Just a month after the shooting, Rob would confirm in an interview that the building belonged to his grandmother and he had lived there for some time. By the time of the interview, Rob had already become an internet sensation, with fans on Reddit dubbing him the defensive player
So brother like Boss Man D-Lo
of the year in
Yeah.
recognition of how he stood up to defend his homie and his territory from being run over by Lil Jeff and his Bloodhound cohorts. It wasn't long before Rob's newly found game began to rub off on his rap career. Barely a month after he was identified as a possible shooter in Lil Jeff's murder case, a 4-year-old song of his began to go viral on Reddit. The track, which is titled What a Feeling, was released in July 2020, but wasn't paid much attention by fans. But once people came to believe he was the one who killed Lil Jeff, there was a spike in interest in everything that concerned Rob, from his music to his brand I Trap Rob. Less than a week after Rob was fingered, as a person of interest in the Lil Jeff shooting, the views of the song jumped up to over 10,000, and the YouTube upload of the song was swarmed out with comments that referenced his involvement in the Lil Jeff shooting. As time progressed, the hero worship of Trap City Rob culminated into a group of fans deciding to create a Reddit community on June 28, 2024, to rival the one created by Lil Jeff fans. In the months that have followed, the Reddit community, known as the R Trap City Unk Gang, has grown in numbers, and they have ensured that Trap City Rob has become one of the main characters in the Chicago drill rap scene. However, the community has also attempted to twist the narrative surrounding Rob's involvement.
Bro, y'all keep trying to figure out what I'm going to do in chat. My chat keep laying down, and I'm trying to get the bad point back.
In Lil Jeff's death, as it became more apparent that Rob might have to face the legal consequences of his actions. Fans began to argue that there was no concrete evidence that incriminated Rob or placed him at the scene, all in a desperate bid to save Rob from getting prosecuted. In fact, any Reddit user who presented any theories to support the claims that Rob was Jeff's killer were quickly shut down by Rob's loyalists. However, the argument that Rob wasn't at the crime scene first proved to be faulty when it emerged that he was living in the house where Lil Jeff was murdered. During the July 2024 interview, Lil Jeff also hinted that he was present when the Lil Jeff shooting occurred. When he was asked by the interviewer if there was anything about the case and the social media drama surrounding the whole incident that he would like to clear up, Rob answered.
I see the videos, I see that shit. I was like, damn, it's 6 out there, you know? Hey, it's crazy, bro.
Despite fans' attempts to change the narrative, Rob was arrested late last year in connection with the Lil Jeff case. More importantly, court documents from his arrest showed that an eyewitness identified Rob to be present during the shooting death of Lil
Well, they got an eyewitness on the case. No way, chat.
Jeff. The document also showed that Trap City Rob was initially charged with first-degree murder. However, the murder charge was later dropped, and Rob was hit with a new charge of unlawful possession of a handgun. This was because even though the police investigation identified that Rob participated in the shooting of Lil Jeff, they weren't able to gather sufficient evidence that proved he was Lil Jeff's killer. While the news of Rob's murder charge being dropped was generally welcomed by fans, a section of fans commenting on a particular Reddit thread still felt slighted by the police's decision to bring up one count of armed, habitual criminal charges against Rob. While highlighting Rob's right to self-defense, one Reddit user responded to the thread saying, one particular Reddit user said, "Oh Mao, so the Jeff situation is actual proof that having a gun around was necessary for your life to be safe, but it doesn't matter. The options are die or save yourself and sit in prison for significant."
Like, chat, I never understood the law. Like, you go to jail for a felony, you get out, you don't know what's going, like, the government don't know what's going on in your life. They saying you can't have a gun, but it's probably somebody that want to kill you or got animosity or undercover smoke with you. Then if you don't carry a gun, you gonna die. Then if you do carry a gun and they catch you, they're trying to give you 5 years off the dickhead. Like, you can't win for lose with this. Like, the system is not made for you to win. It's literally made for you to lose, literally.
Significant years. Another person wrote, "Same here, and I don't think dude should get charged anyway. He defended himself, and that's all that matters. He literally wasn't hurting nobody. That DA is just a power-hungry." Meanwhile, a third person chose to see things differently and pointed out the importance of having a licensed gun. They wrote, "This is why you're supposed to own a gun, you know, legally, like, go buy it from a gun store, but get your gun license first, then you won't have to worry about any jail."
Everybody can't do that, bro. Everybody not capable of doing that. Or they give you felonies for small stuff, bro. Everybody not capable of going to the store and buying a gun. Just because I can go to the store and buy a gun don't mean that you can, you feel me? But you still got to protect yourself in your everyday life.
Time. But while fans were doing their best to argue Rob's innocence, he was leaving subtle clues online that he was the actual killer and that Lil Jeff was just another body that got caught amidst the ongoing street feud between Trap City and Drill City, also known as the Bloodhounds. In a video that recently surfaced online, Trap City Rob was captured brutally dissing Lil Jeff and the Bloodhounds. In the clip, the rapper can be seen in a dimly lit studio, and he doesn't hold anything back as he launches a verbal assault on his ops. Don't fall, you better not trip. This is talking about sliding. I just watched him slip. This is not a game. Better get a grip. Rob's diss track comes months after several Trap City members took to the street to celebrate Lil Jeff's death. In the clip, Rob and other gang members can be seen initially debating about going to the front porch where Jeff was killed, and at some point one person can be heard asking why y'all don't want to go to the porch. Moments later, the group can be seen walking a short distance through the streets before arriving at the house. When they get to the location, Trap City Tero mocks Lil Jeff by depicting how he runs toward the building before he gets shot. Another Trap City member takes it further by playfully demonstrating how Lil Jeff hit the floor.
I bet his ass got ran down by Lil Jeff. Boy doing all that, fool. And I bet he wasn't the niggas that got ran down by Lil Jeff, fool. I can bet any type of money throughout his life, he got ran down by one of them Bloodhound niggas, fool.
When he was shot on the front porch of the building. The disrespect from Trap City apparently didn't go down well with Lil Jeff's dad, Jeffrey Harris, and he took to Facebook to sound out a warning to them. In the post he wrote, "And to let it be known, y'all didn't get him. He came trying to get y'all, and what happened happened. But the saga continues. Clear the streets." Jeffrey Harris's message was clear. There was no end in sight for the gang feud that ended the life of his son. While the father's pain is understandable and maybe somewhat relatable, there are some who believe that Jeff got what was coming to him. After all, he was the main culprit behind how the feud started. The Never-Ending War, Drill City v. Trap City. The Bloodhounds, also known as Drill City, is an African-American teenage street gang that primarily operates in Chicago, between 79th Street and Maryland Avenue. The gang is known for notorious robberies and shootings, and these crimes are then documented in songs, giving the group a controversial reputation. On the other side of this war is Trap City, a set of mainly gangster disciples located around the area of 67th and Champlain. Both gangs used to be allied. A series of unfortunate events has now led to the total destruction of that previously cool relationship. You have watched the located around the area of 67th and Champlain. Both gangs used to be allied. A series of unfortunate events has now led to the total
Man, ain't no way. But I'm for up too quick.
Destruction of that previously cool relationship. You have watched the video showing how Lil Jeff was killed, but that only tells a small part of the whole story. What you may not know is that on the day of the fatal shooting, Bloodhound Lil Jeff traveled deep into Trap City territory to try and take out a Trap City member. Even when his target ran into a building, Lil Jeff didn't bother waiting for his buddies to catch up with him and tried to pursue the man in the yellow shorts into the building without giving a second thought to the
He getting out of there. And that's him. That's him. That's him for sure. He getting out of there.
dangers that could be at the other side of the door. For many people, Lil Jeff gravely underestimated his ops, and he paid a dear price for his actions. But that wasn't the first time that Lil Jeff would grossly underestimate Trap City. In early 2023, planted the seeds of discord that germinated into a full-blown street war when he stole a chain that belonged to a Trap City member. While many people find it hard to believe that such a bloody war could start from something so trivial, Trap City Rob and Trap City Tero confirmed this story during a July 2024 interview. During the interview, Rob explained that they used to be very cool with the Bloodhounds until Lil Jeff stole their friend's chain. Rob said,
"He stole the chain, bro. We tried like he took it. He stole my own chain."
Just like when Lil Jeff was killed, Trap City responded to
Lil Jeff stole the chain. Y'all probably gave him the chain. He didn't get that hoe back.
Lil Jeff's apparent disrespect with violence and bloodshed. On March 16, 2023, 22-year-old Zier Nelson, aka Z Money, was gunned down. Nelson was Lil Jeff's cousin and also had close ties to several Bloodhound members. Unsurprisingly, the Bloodhounds took his death personally and declared war on Trap City. That war had none other than Lil Jeff spearheading the fight on the side of the Bloodhounds, and things would quickly get messy. Shortly after killing Nelson, Trap City followed up with a second attack on Bloodhounds that saw another of Lil Jeff's cousins, Q50, get hit. Q50 and Lil Jeff would later rap about this incident in a video which they both shared on Instagram. In the video, Q50 starts by rapping, "Shot me in my leg, next month I shot his throat." Lil Jeff then says, "They shot my cousin but ain't kill him for some weeks straight, we was spinning, but the only difference is when she got caught, we killed him." In the video, both Q50 and Lil Jeff rap about killing someone in retaliation for the attempt on Q50's life, and a clear study of the timeline would reveal that they were referring to the killing of 19-year-old YALL Goins. Goins was known as YALL within Trap City circles, and he was brutally shot and killed on June 25, 2023, while sitting in a rideshare. The shooting was allegedly carried out by Lil Jeff in retaliation for Nelson's murder. The incident occurred at about 8:55 p.m. in the 1300 block of West Taylor Street. Police said that YALL was sitting
Shit. A, B, C, D, E, L, G, H.
in the back seat of the rideshare when someone walked up to the car window and fired multiple shots through the car windows before running off. Although the rideshare driver reacted quickly to the situation and managed to drive Goins to Rush Medical Center, the 19-year-old still succumbed to his injuries. While recounting the ordeal, Smith told Sun Times, "I tried to save him. I didn't care about traffic lights and speed cameras. I really wanted him to survive. I was praying for him the whole way there. When they took them out of the car, I was praying for the surgeons to do what they could do." Nobody was ever charged for Goins' murder, and law enforcement would later chuck it as an unsolved murder. However, soon after the shooting, Lil Jeff would seemingly claim responsibility for the attack when he took to Instagram to aim a diss at Goins in Trap City. In this particular video, Jeff can be heard saying, "Go ask my ops that Michael Drake ain't get out that car," while flashing a gun at the camera. Lil Jeff didn't stop the trolling here, but even took it up a notch with his next set of social media activities. First off, the rapper decided to troll Trap City Taro while he was mourning Goins' death. It all happened when Taro took to Facebook to pay tribute to his slain friend, captioning a photo of Goins and himself with the words, "I wish I could get it back." As fans and friends reacted to the post, Lil Jeff seized the opportunity to get one over his ops as he dropped a care emoji on the post. There was no one that was lost on Lil Jeff's real message, and Trap City Taro certainly understood that Lil Jeff meant it as a shade to Trap City. But Lil Jeff wasn't even done yet and seemingly saved the best for last. On a separate occasion, the rapper took to Instagram Live to mock Goins' death by recreating how the murder happened. In the video, Lil Jeff can be seen sneaking up behind a white car parked at a gas station, just like the police reported during their brief about the Goins shooting. When Jeff comes up to the backseat window of the car,
Yo, bro, you got room in it, bit?
Lil Jeff makes his hands into a weapon and demonstrates like he is shooting through the car.
Bro, that nigga gotta be stopped, bro.
Apart from being very disrespectful, many also believe that the video was just another subtle attempt by Jeff to hint to his ops that he carried out the attack. At this point, Trap City and Drill City were all square on the murder scorecard, but Lil Jeff was still itching to draw more blood from his ops. About 2 months later, Jeff and Q50 laid another ambush for another Trap City member simply known as Glenn. The shooting happened on August 31st, 2024, and it ended with Trap City Glenn narrowly surviving after being hit 15 times during the attack. Q50 would later rap about the incident, claiming that he shot Glenn 10 times while Jeff added another 5 bullets. After this incident, the violence between the two gangs seemed to reduce, but behind the scenes, Lil Jeff and his homies still had their eyes set on Glenn. More than 6 months after their failed hit on Glenn, Lil Jeff led his group deep into Trap City territory in a desperate second attempt on Glenn's life. According to sources, Glenn was the man wearing the yellow shorts that Lil Jeff tried to kill before he was allegedly gunned down by Rob. While it would appear that Glenn has 9 lives, the incident only proved one thing about Lil Jeff. He was a bloodthirsty killer with an unquenchable appetite for violence. But while it was evident that Lil Jeff enjoyed killing in the way that he bragged about it, he also apparently committed some murders for money. Lil Jeff did paid hits. So much has been said about Lil Jeff, but one of the most crucial things that points to how much darkness he held in his heart were the allegations that he did paid hits. These weren't just mere allegations from fans or rumor mongers, but Lil Jeff himself often bragged about doing paid hits in some of his songs. During an October 2024 interview with DJ Vlad, British YouTuber trap Laura Ross talked about the murderous lifestyle of Lil Jeff and Q50, pointing at how Lil Jeff claimed during his lifetime that he had a double-digit body count. Ross also mentioned how Q50 has repeatedly bragged about having 8 body counts, and wondered how come he is still walking freely with all the crimes he has admitted to in his lyrics. Ross said,
"They're talking so openly about the stuff that happened, it's actually insane. And so much of it's getting caught on camera. It's wild." And then the even more crazy thing about Jeff and Q50 is that, you know, allegedly they were doing hits for money in another city.
Ross goes on to talk about how there are a whole bunch of lyrics in which Lil Jeff and Q50 talk about taking hits in Milwaukee for money. Ross then suggests that it was more than lyrics by highlighting how fans theorized that Lil Jeff and Q50 may have been responsible for a triple homicide that happened in Milwaukee sometime around when the two rappers began bragging about taking hits for change in Milwaukee. Ross said,
There's been a new, what's it called? A new theory on Reddit that there's basically was a triple homicide in Milwaukee that people are saying, yo, this is the one where Jeff and Q50, they were paid to kill one guy and they ended up killing 3 guys.
Like, bro, sound like the feds, fool. Bro, really sound like the feds. Like, why do you care who they killed? Why do you care? Why is you worried about this, fool? Big goggles ass.
And then there's a bunch of lyrics where Jeff and Q50 have these little bars where they're talking about my first
Hey,
hit was a
listen
2 for
to 'em,
1,
chat.
or I'm in Milwaukee doing hits for the change. My first hit wasn't a regular hit.
the YouTuber expressed shock that the two went on for so long admitting to these murders without any legal consequences, noting that Jeff would have certainly been in prison by now if he was still alive. Interestingly, as at November 2024, Q50 was in jail, but not much is known about the reason he was arrested or the charges brought against him. Going back to the Milwaukee murders, the incident occurred on March 27, 2022. The 3 men, 26-year-old Anthony Thompson, 39-year-old Tiaris McKinney, and 52-year-old Clarence Harris, were shot and killed execution style at an apartment near 54th and Mill Road in Milwaukee. The police revealed that the murder happened around 2 a.m. that morning and that 2 of the victims were siblings. Detective Tim Keller said, 2 of the victims were actually siblings. There was a family that lost, a mother that lost 2 sons on that day, and that's incredibly hard. It's one thing to lose one person in your family to violence, unexpected violence. While calling for help from the public, Detective Tim Keller revealed that because of the time the murders happened, they had limited information on the case. Keller added, "There's no excuse for what occurred there, none at all. That's why these people are so dangerous. People who do stuff like this are so dangerous. That's why we need help to solve this. The murders may still be unsolved, but fans believe that the police may just be looking for the wrong suspects. Although Lil Jeff and Q50 take extra effort in not mentioning any names whenever they brag about their crimes in their lyrics, by paying close attention to the details, one can easily pick out what they are talking about. This is why Ross dubs them the kings of self-snitching later during this same interview, while highlighting how both Jeff and Q50 would regularly provide updates about their body counts to their fans. Ross mentioned how Q50 once hopped on Facebook to post about how he just got another body and was not on his Earth body.
Hey, bro,
Just before
it's the
Lil Jeff was killed, he also
fool.
famously went on Instagram Live to announce that he just went up another one and was now on his 11th body. Interestingly, it was this self-snitching that brought Lil Jeff to fame in the first place. This came after he released his 2024 hit track, Ah, in which he seemingly claims responsibility for the murders of 2 teenagers outside their high school. On January 26, 2024, 2 teenagers, 17-year-old Monterio Williams, aka Monty, and 16-year-old Robert Boston, aka Lil Rob, were shot and killed by masked gunmen outside a Chicago high school. The teenagers were amongst a group of students walking out of Innovations High School around 12:30 that afternoon when multiple masked suspects jumped out of 2 vehicles and opened fire on the group. A video later surfaced online that captured how the murder was executed by the suspects. In the video, 2 cars can be seen pulling up in front of the school, with at least 3 masked gunmen hopping out of the vehicles and running towards the victims before firing multiple shots at them. They then run back to the vehicle before hurriedly fleeing the scene. According to police, both teenagers were struck in the chest by gunfire, and Monty was also shot in the hip. They were taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. Meanwhile, another video also surfaced on various social media platforms that showed the aftermath of the shooting, with both teenagers laying on the ground surrounded by some of their classmates. In the video, one of the victims can be heard shouting, "Ah," and it was this painful moment that Lil Jeff would use to mock his victims in his song, Ah. In the track, Lil Jeff spits, "You would think, a nigga bap if I told you about what I did. No, yep. When I speak, it's only facts." He was screaming, "Ah," when he got hit. Ah, real tough up on the net. Now he on the floor looking like a just walked in lids for 2 hats, really stepping on blood. Know how it get. Lil Jeff released the track on February 16, 2024, barely a month after the shooting happened. At this time, police were still searching for clues to track the killers, and the song immediately put him in the spotlight and made him the public's #1 suspect in the double homicide. Unbeknownst to many people, law enforcement authorities also had Lil Jeff on their radar after an anonymous tip named Lil Jeff as one of the shooters and pointed investigators to an Instagram account with a video of the 3 gunmen gunman inside one of the getaway cars used in the incident. The video was shared by Lil Jeff 15 minutes after the shooting and showed the 3 suspects still wearing their masks and rapping the verse of a song referring to wearing masks and riding in a stolen car before getting out and shooting at an ops. Lil Jeff had effectively self-snitched himself into trouble, and the police authorities would begin to piece several other clues together as they built up their case against the suspects. On January 29, 2025, the first suspect in the double homicide, Tommy Coleman, aka T-Slick, was arrested in the 5700 block of North Mason Avenue. He was subsequently charged with 2 felony counts of first-degree murder and 1 count each of attempted first-degree murder, aggravated discharge of a firearm from an occupied vehicle, and possession of a weapon by a felon. The second suspect, James Allison, aka J-Mo, was arrested barely a week later in Crown Point, Indiana. He was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count each of attempted murder, aggravated discharge of a firearm, and aggravated unlawful possession of a weapon. According to investigators, J-Mo was a classmate to the suspects and played a crucial role in helping the group track the movement of Lil Rob and Monty on the day of the shooting. While T-Slick and J-Mo must now face the consequences of their actions and potentially face life sentences. Some fans believe Lil Jeff got the easy way out when he was shot to death barely 5 months after the double homicide. If you like this clip and would want to stay connected for first...
Lil Jeff, we're about the rest of it. But shit, the song they were talking about when they were like, this song right here, Lil Jeff.
Yeah, this bitch it got some kick. Them niggas did what they did and had to pay the consequence. How about blasting when I'm sliding and I be driving this thirsty shit? You would think a nigga bap if I told you about what I did. When I speak, it's only facts. He was screaming out when he got hit. Real tough up on the net. Now he on the floor looking like a bitch. Just walked in list with 2 hats. Really stepping on blood, niggas know how I get. He ain't get a chance to run, can't say that he tripped. Bounced out 4 sticks, 2 niggas got hit. I done lost my Drake, fucking pass.
Hey, hold on, chat. Let me wrap the video. But look though. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. Drop little Jeff in the comments. And we're gonna get oh yeah, turn on y'all post notifications, man. Y'all watching ain't turned on post notifications, man. But look though, that's the end of the video, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Yeah.